Notorious BOB here, and I'm here to talk about something near and dear to my heart. I love competitive eating. I love so many aspects of it. I've been doing it for roughly 20 years now, and I have an opportunity to speak about a new organization that popped up. It's called the British Eating League. And I just want to tell you why I think this is such a fun thing that you guys should get to know about. First off, it's run by this guy named Craig Harker, who I've never met before, but he has so many crazy ideas and he's so enthusiastic. That's the type of person you need to run a new organization. What I like about this league is it's a points league. If you're first, you get 5 points. Second, you get 3 points. Third, you get 1 point. And then those points accumulate and carry over time towards the end of the year. You're going to see who is probably the best eater in Britain right now that's in the league. Another item I really enjoy about this league is how consistent they're trying to be as far as sponsorships, clothing, a consistent contest time. They have Friday night eats events, so every Friday night they're putting on a contest, it seems, and this is available on the internet, so anybody in the world can watch this. So I think it's a really good concept of an eating organization, to have some type of consistent thing that people will expect to tune into. Right now on the leaderboard, you have Kyle with 41 points, Max Stanford with 26 points, and John Dawes with 16 points. So there's a pretty good separation between first, second, and third, but then there's a big drop off to fourth. I think those three are pretty much separating themselves right now. I want to talk a little bit about each eater. I'll start with Kyle Gibson, who's probably the most known of the eaters in the league. He looks like someone who's really improved when I know of him the past year or so. But he's still kind of tentative when he's eating. Let me show you an example. Let me pull up the pizza contest that just took place. This is a stop frame. I'm not sure if you can see it. This is before the pizza contest. This wouldn't go in the United States. You typically would not be allowed to remove the food from however it's being served and prep it before the start of the contest. Now, it doesn't seem like much, but I think it's more of a sign of nerves. And right next to him is Max Sanford, who is second in the points. And I'm just guessing that Kyle is nervous about potentially losing for the first time this year. So he ends up picking up the pizza before the contest even starts. And he didn't eat anything, but usually when you fidget, something like that, you're nervous for some reason. For Max Stanford, though, he really came close in this particular contest. A 16-inch pizza. Kyle got everything swallowed in 4 minutes and 58 seconds. Max is right behind him in 5:06. So that's pretty close. Not close enough, it's not a photo finish. But it did lead up to the following contest, which was Yorkshire pudding. And that one was close, with Kyle with 58 and Max at 57. So I think over the long run, Max may be the better eater than Kyle, because from my knowledge, Max hasn't been eating as long as Kyle. So I think at some point Max is going to pass Kyle and probably continue on. So for John Dawes, he's a solid third place right now, which is impressive. He again is probably someone who's done no training, so it's hard to be super successful without a lot of training. But his times are not really that far off. So he did his chicken nugget qualifier that he won in 3 minutes and 44 seconds for 50 nuggets. That's a pretty good time. Now Max qualified with 2 minutes and 1 second, so obviously he's at a different level than John is right now. But John shows some real potential. The end of this year is going to really be more accurate reflection of the future of the league. I think that within the next 6 months, for sure, Max will be at least a 50% winner when he faces Kyle. And at this point, the league looks like a Max and Kyle league for the near future. So for some comparison of where the British Eating League is right now versus the world, we have one thing that I think is pretty accurate, we can check with, that a lot of eaters have done, and that's a 10 McDonald's cheeseburger challenge. And Kyle was able to win it in the British Eating League in 3:06, very respectable time. Max Stanford did 3:47. The worldwide eaters like a Furious Pete, Matt Stoney, Brandon the Garbage Disposal Clark were all a little over 2 minutes. Isaac Harding from Australia was right almost on 2 minutes exact. I did it in 1:31 to set the new record. You can tell that 3:06 from Kyle's is fairly respectable time. So he does have some talent. Max has talent with this. It's more something that you need to practice with than just rely on pure talent alone. Tips that I think will help people become better competitive eaters are just to have fun with it. It's not a job, and it probably will never be a job for you. So have fun. Make sure you try to bring your friends out with you to cheer you on. As far as how you become better, though, a lot of it's just experience. So you go try a local challenge at a bar or a restaurant and see if you can succeed there. From there, you build on. I like to train at buffets, so you go to a buffet, all you can eat as much as you can, and then at the end, you get a glass, you drink a little bit more. When I first started, a lot of my training was putting all 3 of my meals into one meal. So I didn't eat anything more than I would normally eat in that day, but instead of eating breakfast and lunch, I rolled them all into dinner. And I would also look for just consistency. Make sure you're consistently entering these contests, racking up your points, picking off a 3rd place or a 2nd place as you go along, and then you'll advance up the leaderboard. And to be honest with you, you're in a great spot right now. Craig is just got so much enthusiasm behind him for this. He's got the sponsors there. He's got great jerseys. I mean, how cool would it be when I first started to have one of those jerseys and you're walking around like, yeah, I'm in the eating league. Another item I like about the British Eating League is they have what's called a table. And you have to earn a point in a contest to get to the table. And they're making that so if you get to the table, that is an accomplishment in and of itself. Now, there's a bunch of people on there that just have 1 point because they took a 3rd place, but they're still on the table. But you see here, Kyle has 5 glasses of water. It's really important when you're doing competitive eating. You need to have enough liquid to make sure you can get your food down. So if you think you're going to use 2 cups during the contest, put 5 cups out. If you think you're going to use 5 cups, put 10 cups out. If I were Kyle, I'd have the hottest water possible in those cups. I mean, the absolute hottest water possible. So find the temperature of whatever you can swallow and not die. And that's the temperature you want in those cups right there, where you can just tolerate it, and that's what you want to use. So once you get that pizza up into your mouth, you hit it with that water, and it helps get it down. But it's most important on the crust. So if you see Max in this contest, you see how he has these crusts here? That is the same probably technique I would be doing. I'd probably swallow the first crust as I was going around, maybe the second crust, and then I would start leaving crusts. And then I would take multiple crusts, put them in my mouth, and then pour that hot water in my mouth, and it will help break that crust down so you can swallow it quicker. You'll see here the barrier they have to help protect for the virus. There's another clear plexiglass barrier. You see Food Hub is one of their big sponsors here. And I think they're even running a discount with Food Hub. Code BEL 2020, so British Eating League 2020. You get a 20% off discount code in the UK. So you have the Ultimate Eating Championship, which goes off the points up here. A lot of sponsors that are interested in this, and that's because they see it as something that's adding value to them. And that's what Craig is driving, this whole marketing behind this league. It's really going to be interesting to see how well he can pull this off. But the eaters need to participate on their own as well. So this is an official jersey here. Gorgeous jersey. I'd love to get one of these jerseys. And that is a top quality jersey. It's not a cheap t-shirt. So for advice on some of the foods they've done, for the cheeseburgers, well, I didn't do it. If I had an option, if I was going to do a cheeseburger eating contest, I would just load them up with ketchup. Just put as much ketchup on there as possible. And what happens is I would put it on both sides of the burger. And what it does is it helps break down the bread. So if you're allowed to put condiments on before you start, most people won't, because they're like, oh, I'll be eating more food. Why would I want to eat more food? But with 10 cheeseburgers, it's not that much food. I would open them up and just pound that ketchup on there. If I picked that up, the ketchup would be spilling everywhere. Now, if I was allowed to dunk the burger in liquid, I would just dunk the burger in liquid, no ketchup. But ketchup is doing what liquid would normally do. It'll help break down the bun and make it slide down quicker, the meat. Chicken nuggets are tough. You really need to use some type of sauce. I would not spend an inordinate amount of time putting sauce on them, but saucing up fried food always makes it quicker. So if you want to use barbecue sauce, ketchup, whatever you want to use, but don't have so much on there where it's bothering you, where you're actually dropping the chicken nuggets. Yorkshire pudding, I think that's just a ground and pound pudding here and the cup here. I would always have the cup right at my mouth. So make sure this is full of, again, your hot liquid. And then as soon as you put it in, I would just, right there. You don't want to eat with the pudding, go back to get the cup, eat the pudding, cup. Donuts are another easy one. Same thing. Donut up, hot liquid. That hot liquid will tear right through almost any donut. Hot liquid, boom, right there. That's Max right there. He's two-handing the pizza. See that? In my opinion, that's just inexperience. I'm not saying I know the best way to eat, but I found that to be very, very slow. You want to eat with one hand and you want to drink with the other hand. So Kyle just did a move where he does have his drink in his hand, but he's going back to the table every time. So he's eating, drinking, eating, drinking. And it's a good move to keep his hand on the cup because he doesn't have to find the cup. It just brings it to his mouth. But it's even better move just to leave it at your mouth. Leave it right here, pizza to mouth. So much quicker. Max and him both have easy ways to improve. So this is the hamburger contest, the cheeseburger contest he did. You can see, in my opinion, Kyle's using a much better technique. He keeps the cup fairly close to him, but something I think that he'll learn to adapt to, which is tough for competitive eaters at first, is standing up. Because standing really opens up your whole abdomen and allows you to get the food down quicker. So overall, I think there's a good group of eaters here. I think it's a lot of fun. I would love to be in the UK right now, somewhere where I could go and compete in these contests, because this is right up my alley. Maybe someday I'll get over to the UK and sit in and have a laugh and enter one of these contests.